Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Ruach HaKodesh, double honor, son, venerable apostles, and elders of Great Millstone who are well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting, all right, to the elect. And I was just on the phone with a friend of mine, and we were just talking, and basically the conversation kind of shifted into the hard times, right, that everyone is feeling, right, the hardships, the personal hardships, right, not just, of course you got the general, right, time of evil that everyone is going through right now, right, that's the obvious, but then you also have, people's personal situations that they're going through. Everyone is going through some personal issue, problems, you know what I mean? So to a degree, right? It could be, financially, right? It could be, job related, right? You might be at a job where you hate, but you got to be there because that's what pays the bills at the moment until you get your hands on something else, right? You got people going through, some type of ailment, pain, right? Just chronic, it just keeps coming back. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, right? You probably just personal life stuff, stress, bills, a lot of things that's just catching up on you, finances. Everyone is going through something. All right, things ain't going your way. It seems like, right? You keep on fighting, you keep on going through these personal battles. And it seems like you stay taking L's, you're not getting no wins. What's going on? All right, and basically, the solution, all right, that came out of that conversation was winning, right? Because the person said, I keep losing, but I never give up. I don't stop fighting. I don't stop walking. I don't stop going because at some point I gotta win, right? At some point I gotta win. And the answer is yes. At some point, we all win. All right? At some point in the very near future, we all win. All right? And that's going to be that deliverance. That's going to be the day of our Lord's return. All right? That's the ultimate win. When we get delivered, when we get beamed up, because that's the beginning right there. That's the beginning that we've been waiting for. All right? The end of this place in the beginning. So the beginning of our kingdom. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that's what we're waiting for. Okay, that's the ultimate win. To be one who is chosen by Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, to be delivered. Dang, the water, Lord. See? But before that, if you're of the elect, the Lord is going to give you those wins. All right, whatever it is that you're going through, that you feel like you've been fighting and battling, don't give up. All right, don't give up and get up and keep on fighting because the Lord is with us. All right, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai is with us. He's walking with us, man. You see how these devils are moving. All right, don't let it shake you. What are you doing? Right? Don't let it shake you. Don't let it move you, man. Remember, the power, our rock of salvation is immovable. You see what I'm saying? If you cast your faith in the Lord, all right, he's going to be there for you. All right, call upon his name, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, and speak to him. Let him know exactly what it is that you're going through. He already knows, right? But as a father, when you hear your son or your children reach out to you in a time of despair and need, you're going to be inclined to listen to what they got to say. You might be working on something for them, and it's taking a little long, but guess what? You just got to give them the spirit of patience. So you pray for that. Right? You as a son or a daughter, you pray for the spirit of patience to endure until the Lord releases you from whatever prison that you may be in. Right? It might be, your spirit is just like, you're just taking a hit. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of like in a spiritual quarantine. You know what I'm saying? You could be, going through that. But remember, it's the Lord's test. That's your trial that you got to go through. Okay? Some brothers catch it more than others. Some brothers more often than others. Some brothers, much more heavier of a test than others. It's all a testament to what kind of spirit you have. All right, as it is written, the Apostle Paul said that the Lord is not going to give us anything heavier than we can bear. Right? He's not going to give you. He's not going to put you in a situation that you're going to fail or you're going to just lose. No. Some way, somehow, all right, you're going to get that strength, okay, to be able to overcome whatever battle that you're going through. All right, but just remember, it's a balance. It's for a time. It's for a time. Every strong man, before you get strong, you got to start off weak. Okay? Before you level up in the spirit, you start off weak. And that's all done by design, because the weakness brings out the strength. The weakness is what powers the strength. If it's within you, you're just gonna wake up. You're just gonna get it. You're just gonna go after it, no matter what. And you're gonna see yourself getting stronger and stronger and stronger in the Lord. You see? So winning, all right, you go through the battles, but you always win. Why? Because winning is a formula. You have to know the formula of winning. All right, how do you win in this world? How do you win in this faith? How do you win in anything you do? There's a formula to that. All right, so we were talking about that, and I said, yo, that formula is Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. I said, and I use myself as an example, I said, man, there was times when we first came to this truth, all kinds of different stupid ass trials, man. You know, to me, it was just stupid ass shit, but it built me to get wisdom. So I use wisdom, you know, but I had to go through the hardness of your neck, right? You got it. The Lord he'll bend your neck, you know, he'll break you, and then he'll build you back up. You see, the breaking point is the test to see what are you made of, right? Are you one to just, you know what, I keep fighting and ain't nothing good coming out of it, so it may be just not me, I just leave it alone. Nah, you gotta have the will. What kind of will do you have? You see? You gotta keep going at it. You know, you just keep going at it. Trust me. It's like it. And sooner or later, guess what? The Lord will say, you finally got it. You finally cracked the code. Now you can win. Okay? And the winning formula is what? Number one, faith. Okay? Faith is the biggest winning formula. That if you don't have faith, you're never ever going to win. Faith is the biggest, the most important ingredient in this formula. Okay? Faith. Why? Because faith is what gets you up and running. Faith is what gets you going. Faith is what keeps you going. All right? Faith is what gets you going, and faith is what keeps you going. Right? You wake up every day, call Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you praise the Lord, you thank the Lord, Tawadi Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and you ask the Lord, Lord, today is another day, and you know, I don't know how long I've been asking you about this thing, this trial that I'm going through, but I just pray that until it's over, you keep granting me the strength, just for today. I just need today. I'll get through today, you know, and then we go from there. And you take it day by day, literally. You always pray for the day, the Lord to take you safely to your destination and bring you back home safely. You know, whatever you're going to be doing at work or in your daily activity, whatever it is, that He be with you. He guide you, He protect you, right? He work on your mind as well as the minds of the people you may be working with or working around, right? In the sense that He works on your mind so you can use the appropriate wisdom when it's required, right? If you got to be, you know, humble like as a dove, you got to have wisdom to do that, when to do that, right? If you got to be like a serpent, be clever, be sly, be slick, whatever, it depends on what situation you may be in. That's what you got to do, right? If it gets to a point where you have to exert authority, it calls for that, you got to do that. If it gets to a point where you got to step back a little bit, you know, retract a little bit and observe and watch, endure, you got to learn how, you got to know how to do that. When do you apply all these different tools? You see? So faith is the biggest thing. You keep the faith in the Lord. Hey, Lord, you're taking me there, you know, help me use wisdom. And then you also work on their mind so that whatever I'm doing, it works. It goes in my favor. Yeah. You got to get like, yeah. Because we have power. We do have power in the Lord. You got to know how to use it, right? To benefit you in your walk. You see? And then by benefiting you, you're a member of the body, automatically it's going to benefit other brothers. You see, your life testimony, right, can always be used as a lesson for another brother to, oh shit, yeah, Khan, yeah, you know, and go through that. Hey brother, I was going through this, I went through this, I went through that. And this is how I got through it. I went about it this way. First and foremost through the Lord, and he showed me the way. And I kept on going, and boom, here I am. And certain brothers know. Certain brothers, hey, we go through shit. Certain brothers know. We speak in the name of the Lord, and we say, watch what the Lord is going to do. You see, and he does it. And he's like, damn, yo, yeah. He does it. Why? Because you have the winning formula. You see, you want a job. You're looking for a job, whatever the case may be. You have faith. First, you can't just say, yo, I want a job, right? Whenever you pray, having that faith, you got to have a picture in your mind. You got to know what you're looking for. You can't just go to the Lord, you know, with vague thoughts and ideas. Yahweh Shemiah don't respond to that. It's like you just prolonging what you could be getting, right? You just prolonging what you could be getting. So rather than go to him and say, oh Lord, just bless me with a job. All right, but what kind of job? Remember, this is your father. You're speaking to your father, so you got to give him specifics so he can work on it, right? You got to place an order, right? You place an order in a cart, right? Amazon order or whatever you're doing, right? You have you're very specific with what you're putting in the cart. See what I'm saying? You're not vague. You're not just picking random things. No, you know what you want. So that's the same thing when you pray to the Lord. You have to be specific, right? To the detail. Give him as much detail as possible because you can see it. This is what you want, right? You want to get a job that pays you however much. You tell the Lord that. See? You tell the Lord that. Don't be like, oh Lord, that's too much. Like, bro, you see how life is right now? If you want a job, you say, Lord, this is what I want to do, right? This is what I want to do, and if you could bless me with a job that could help me do this, preferably, like, let's say you're a brother that works with like tech computers and techs and shit like that, whatever, and you pray to the Lord, like, Lord, the way things are going, this and that, if I could do this, I could help brothers, I could help, you know, if I can get a job that could pay me like $200,000 a year, right? Just throwing numbers out, 300,000, 400, whatever, right? And I'm putting those kind of big numbers out. It might seem big to me, you know, but for others it might be like nothing, right? But you know, let's say you want a job for like $700,000, right? That sounds crazy. You're like, well, what kind of job is going to pay you $700,000, right? But if you're a man of the Lord, you have access to the highest of the high, the Most High Himself, through Yahushua. You don't think you could do that, right? So you're not even doubting that. You're just saying, Lord, I want a job that could give me $700,000 a year. Like, damn, what you need all that money for? Well, I could use it for this, I could use it for this, I could use it for that, right? Who doesn't want, I mean, money is a defense. That's what the scripture says, and I have the wisdom, so hey, why not? Not like I'm gonna be a hoe about it. If I'm good, all brothers gonna be good, at least, right? So even that alone is like, okay, cool. That's you already in the positive with the prayer. The Lord is listening already. He's like, okay, all right, you got your mind, your heart and your mind is in the right place. You know, you're thinking about brothers, you're thinking about how you could, you know, help brothers who may be in need, you know, brothers going through health issues. It's like, damn, that burdens you. Like, damn, Lord, if I had it, I could help them. You know, a brother might be in need, probably his job is not going too good. You could spot him, like, yo, take care of, you know, this, you know, pretty much help take care of the church, right? Like that. See, so that's also something you telling the Lord about. You know what I mean? So, you know, you be specific. Lord, I want to work these kind of hours. Lord, I want to be able to have some freedom where I'm not always at work and it's tying me up with other shit. Oh, okay. So you be specific. You telling the Lord exactly what you want. And because you can see that, you can picture that. As long as you can picture it, you can see it, you can tell him exactly what you see. And once you see it and you tell him what you see, you're good. Stamped and approved. See? And then now it's all about the second thing. The second part of the winning formula is what? Patience. Okay? Because now, depending on what kind of order you just placed in through your faith, now you gotta wait through patience to see it through. Right? That's the part. That's the waiting part. That's the middle part of the win. The formula. Patience. So now you start praying for patience. The Lord give you that patience so you can endure the time until you get what you've been asking for. You see? Maybe you got this demon as a boss at your job, and you just pray that the Lord just get her ass up out of there, and you just be patient and wait, and He will do it. See? You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is, that's just the winning formula. All right? So you ask the Lord for all these things. You're very specific because you have faith that whatever you ask for is going to happen exactly how you ask for it. That's faith. Okay? That's faith. And then now you got to be patient because now you speak to the Lord. He's going to test your character. He's going to test your integrity. He's getting the order together though. It's not like He forgot about it. You know, sometimes it just takes time based on what you're asking for. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Amazon, you know, shit. I remember I ordered a certain book, and it didn't come back. They didn't get to me till 3 months after. I was like almost losing faith. I was losing hope that this shit was gonna get to me. I thought they probably canceled it or some shit. You know? But I kept checking every day, every other day. I'll even hear my brother be like, "Yo, that book, man, this shit is crazy, bro. Like they said they gotta print the book in Turkey and all kinds of different shit, and then ship it, and then bring." I said, "Damn, what?" You know? But that's oh shit. Okay. So, you know, basically, going back to the point, the book finally got to me after 3 months of waiting. Typically, a book should take you just a few days or so. You know what I'm saying? You order whatever book, Amazon drop that shit off quick. You know? But man, 3 months just for a book. And I kept waiting. You know, at first I hit my brother. I'm like, "Yo, it's been 15 days, man." He's like, "Well, I mean, they did say 15 days to 30 days, so we're still not in that frame." I said, "Yeah, you're right. So be patient and wait." You know, 30 days come, still nothing. I said, "Hey, man, what's going on? Did they forget the order?" Like, you know? So you start thinking of that shit, like, "Oh, damn, like, did they forget the order? Like, what happened? Like, you know, it's been a minute." Like, because you have a timetable in your head, like, "Yo, Lord, this is what I want, but if it can happen at this time." No. The Lord works on His time. And it's always the perfect time. See? So until that time happens, you got to deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with. You just got to toughen up and deal with it. Because guess what? He's going to look out for you regardless while you're still waiting. You know? And the end goal, the prize, after you win, is man, trust me. You know? Because you know what you went through to get to that. So it's like, it's worth it. You know? So that patience, all right? That patience is what drives you to get to the point of you become what I call, patience is the same as being calm, right? You're very calm because you understand where you're going, okay? You're very calm about the situation. You don't panic. You don't stress about it because it's all in the Lord's hand. Once you pass that order over to Him, you leave it to them. You leave it to Him. Let Him fix it. Let Him do everything else. All He asks of you is faith and patience, and you take care of the rest. This road is terrible, man. Jeez. I keep forgetting. I shouldn't be going through it. Anyway. You know, so the faith, the patience, and then the will, right? The will to keep on going until it happens. Okay? The will to keep on going. Don't give up. That's the will. That's it's happening. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get what I've been asking for, Lord. I'm gonna get it. Every day you wake up, it's like you punching a bag. Every day you wake up, you go back to punching that same bag. You know? Like you just keep calling upon the name of the Lord, and you tell Him, "Lord, hey, the water, Lord, I see it. It's happening. And as it gets closer, you're gonna start noticing signs. The Lord's gonna start showing you signs that whatever you ask for is coming. You know? So you notice those signs. You notice those signs. All right, you notice, and you start saying, "Oh yeah, it's getting close. You know, it's getting hot. You know, because that delivery's coming. It's packaged. Okay, it's packaged. Yeah, the delivery's packaged. To the Lord, that's it. Let's go. See? So the perfect job that you asking for, guess what? He's gonna lead you to it. You know, some way, somehow, it's gonna be so convenient out of nowhere. Like you run into somebody that's offering you the same job that you've been asking for this whole time. Like, what are the chances? Well, the Lord answered your prayer. See? Out of nowhere like that. See what I'm saying? So yes, we're dealing with a supernatural power, so expect to see and experience supernatural things. That's just what comes with the game we play or the life we live. All right, that's just what it is. You you're supernatural, you're going to experience supernatural things in your life. And you have to understand where it's coming from, what it means, and how to go about it. You know, but that is the formula for winning. You have to be, number one, you have to have faith. Number two, you have to be patient. And number three, you have to have the will. All right, the will to keep on going and not give up. Right? Which, when you sum it all up, is basically faith and hope. You know, faith and hope, man. All right, faith and hope. And I think I could just get that. All right, we're going to close it out, because ultimately that's what it boils down to. All right, that's why it's the first thing. The first thing is faith. And even really when you look at the concept of will, that's also faith. All right, so ultimately when you look at it, that's also faith right there. Patience, that's also faith. That's all elements of faith. That's all being part of having faith. Right? If you're patient, you have faith. That's going to happen. Right? Whatever you're waiting for, there's a reason why you're waiting, because you're waiting for it to happen. Right? If not, you will leave. See what I'm saying? You will leave. You just be like, nah, it's not going to happen. I'm out. You know? But the fact that you're still there, you're still, chomping at the bit, that means that you have faith, you know? You wake up every day and you keep going at it. You have faith, right? And the Lord is going to reward your faith in due season. All right? And that reward, man, trust me, that's that joy of your patience and your faith being rewarded, when you finally get that package. When I got that book, man, I looked at it and first I opened the first page and I smelt it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been waiting for you. I smelled the book. And I'm like, yo, this is why it took so long. Look at this hardcover. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked nice and fresh printed pages, because they had to print the whole thing. They said it was out of print. They had to print the whole book. That's why I said it took so long. You know? And I said, damn, Lord, like, oh man, I waited, but guess what? I got it. When I got it, it's kind of like I kind of forgot about it a little bit. So I checked the mail. I said, what is this thing, man? What could this be? And kind of my mind is like, could it be? Could it be? Could it be? You know, because I've done could it be for so long now. Could it be? Like, and I checked, and boom, there it was. I said, woo! Kolo Yabashim Hel Shai. You know, that's joy unspeakable, man. So that's the feeling we're going to get when we ultimately get that win, that victory, man. All right? When you see it through, and the Lord repays you for your patience and your faith, man, nothing beats that kind of joy, man. All right? Nothing beats that kind of joy. All right? So keep fighting, man. All right? This message, for whatever reason, whoever needs to get it, may the Lord send it to them, and keep fighting. All right? Keep fighting, because the Lord is with us. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is with us, man. All right? Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't even think about giving up. All right? The Lord hasn't given up on you. You don't get to give up on nothing. All right? So let's get this real quick. All right? This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, and verse 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Okay? Faith is a confidence that we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. There you go. Okay? Very simple, clear cut. All right, let's read that slow in the NLT again. Faith is a confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. There you go. I read it better. I knew something was off about that. Right? It's the what? It's the confidence. Right? Con meaning with. And fidens going to what? Faith. With faith is the confidence that what we hope for, right? What we pray for, what we ask the Lord for, okay? Whatever end goal that we're looking for, right? That's what you hope for, will actually happen. It will actually manifest. It will become reality. From thoughts to words to action, where you're living it, right? It will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see, because it hasn't happened yet. You see it in your mind's eye, right? But you don't see it yet because you're not living it. It's not there. It's not tangible yet. See? But that faith, right, is what is that assurance that you need. That, yeah. Even though I don't see it physically, I see it spiritually. I see it. I already see it. And I know the Lord is going to do it. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. I see it. You see what I'm saying? I see it. And the more you do that, that's your will. You're willing it. You're willing it to. It's like it's speeding up the process type. That will. That I see you, Lord. Yep, I see you. I see your hand working. I see you, Lord. You know, I'm watching. I see you, Lord. The water. I see you. You see? sooner or later, boom, whatever it is that you're asking for happens. You know, whatever it is that you're asking for happens, and that's the winning formula. All right, and once you understand those 3 steps, you don't lose. Right? You understand time, right? Patience, time, right? Endurance, all that. Okay? For as long as the Lord decides you're gonna have to go through the patience, you just wait, because you just know that it's gonna happen. See? It's not like, oh, you lose only because you lost faith, like, oh man, whatever, then you just take a L. Nah. Even when the battle gets a little crazy and shaky, understand that it's just another step. Right? Oh, this step right here this step right here is just shaky. Then the next step is going to be a little bit more stable. You know, sometimes there'll be steps that as you're going up, like there'll be like the middle steps of it is all broken and shit. So you step 1, 2, 3, 4, like them 4 steps is all shaky and shit, wobbly. And then maybe the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th steps is nice and firm. You're like, they gotta fix this. You know, but at that point you don't just jump off the stairs or the steps. You keep on going. You know, every step that you take, now you're just more careful. So even when you get on that solid, firm steps, you're still moving with care. You're very careful. So now you know you don't fall, because you know how to walk. You know how to go up them steps. You know, okay, this part right here is broken. So when I'm stepping real slow, real careful. You know what I mean? I'm watching. See? And that builds you where you like, okay, cool. All right, I see. See what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just pretty much something I just want to share. You know, meditating on it, I was like, you know what, just thinking about it, I might as well just talk about it, you know, because it's a spirit. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much it, man. So Lord willing, that was edifying and uplifting to the elect. You know, so just remember the formula for winning. All right, it's faith, patience, and the will. All right, faith, patience, and will ultimately, which is hope. Right, and you use that in your personal life. All right, and also understand it on the grand scheme of who we are to the Lord and His purpose and our purpose when it comes to the time of His return. Okay, so you got to think about all that as well. All right, and that's what we wait for. All right, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, we have the patience and the will to wait upon His promise that we have faith in. Okay, that He's going to deliver us in His return. He's going to deliver us as elect. Lord willing, we're up that number. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it up there. Lord willing, you're edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh, the Wadi Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua. Until next time, Shalom.